Hey everyone, my name's Uzair. I am a business operations manager at Dataiku, which is an AI startup. I grew up in a place called Derby. Some of you might know it. If you don't, it's next to Nottingham. And my career journey is actually split up into four key stages. So, firstly, it would be my time at university. Secondly, it was when I moved to Dublin. Thirdly, it would be my time at Google Cloud. And then finally, where I'm at now, which is at Dataiku. So going into university, when I went to university, I actually, before going, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So my family, they all spoke to me and they said, you should do dentistry. So I decided to go down that route because one of my friends was doing it too. I didn't do this particular test that you have to do to get into dentistry. So I didn't get in the first year. So I decided to take a gap year. And during that gap year, I got some sales experience as a telesales agent, which is basically upgrading people's handsets and the various other things. Um, I reapplied to a dentistry, didn't get in. So then I messaged my friends and asked them, what do you think I should do? I'm not really sure. And they recommended I do engineering because they said I'm really good at STEM and maths type stuff. So I decided to just go down that route. I looked up what's the best paid and most diverse skill sets you get, and that was chemical engineering. So I joined University of Birmingham, and whilst I was there in first year, I did decide to reapply to dentistry, but I changed my mind when I thought about it a bit more, and when I put the question forward to myself, like, do you want to spend the rest of your life looking into people's mouths? When I put it that way, I realized the answer is no. No offense to obviously anyone who wants to be a dentist, but I decided then to continue doing chemical engineering. And whilst I was at university, I got involved in quite a few different societies. One of the key societies that was important to my career journey was the Islamic Society, where I was a marketing officer. So in that role, I helped launch a discount card scheme, which was a scheme where students would get a discount card that they could go to different businesses in and around Birmingham to get a discount between like 5 to 25%. And in that, I learned quite a lot in terms of just launching a marketing campaign, but also negotiating with business leaders and business owners to hopefully get them onto that scheme. And that was a huge success. We got 35 businesses on board and it increased the membership of the society as well. But then within that society as well, we were a membership of, we had 30 people on the board. So there was a lot of stakeholder management, a lot of working cross collaboratively with different teams. And it was like working in a business and getting that experience in a university environment. So that was really, really cool. And to make sure I succeeded in that, I did a lot of different courses and certifications related to marketing as well, which you'll see at the bottom there. And then in my third year, I realized I hadn't done any internships and I really should. So I applied to engineering companies and unfortunately I got rejected from all of them, including my top choices. But one of my friends from the society had actually messaged me and he told me that there's this business internship that Google does and your experience as part of the society really matches that. So you should apply. So I decided to apply, didn't have high expectations. I thought, all these other companies don't want me. Why on earth would Google want me? Like they're one of the biggest companies in the world. And thankfully, that actually worked out. I got the internship and I moved to London for 3 months in the summer of 2018. And I really enjoyed that experience. But I also resparked my interest in computer science, which I had at school, but I just hadn't decided to pursue it. So I went back to university and did a master's in computer science. Whilst I was there, I also created the Calligraphy Society. So the reason I created that is because one of my hobbies is calligraphy. And I got a team together and then we helped grow that society. And we would teach classes every 2 weeks. So that was a really fun experience. After that, I reapplied to Google as a account strategist. And in that role, basically what I was doing was working as a marketing consultant type role where I would work with UK and Irish businesses, helping them grow through Google Ads. So this was building out their marketing strategy, looking at what markets they can expand to, and also just working with businesses across various different industries. And those courses that I did were critical to me getting that role as well. So those certifications at the bottom there. Then in 2019, 6 months into the role, COVID hit. And that was a big challenge in the role because it meant the way I work with businesses had to really change. Before I was trying to help them grow. Now it was about keeping them alive and also keep helping them keep people employed. So in that role, I got to essentially change how I approached it. And it was really heartwarming actually to see like some of the strategies I built with businesses. It helped them stay in business, but also expand and employ more people during that time. So I really enjoyed that. And that picture you'll see next to the island image is basically my wife and I, we went to a cafe just to celebrate my first paycheck. So I thought I'd add that. Whilst I was in sales, I saw a lot of things that could be automated that people were doing manually. So I started to automate things using my coding background and built various different tools. And those were shared to across different sales teams and across the business. And that was really, really cool seeing that impact it was having, the amount of time it would save, the efficiencies it would unlock. And I realized that's what I want to pursue, something that involves that type of work as well. And I've added there a image of the Brazil flag because one of my mentors, she is from Brazil. I met her 1 month into Google, and we have been in touch since that time. And we recently met in London as well for dinner. But she's been pivotal to my career journey as well. And after that, I moved to Google Cloud as a data and operations lead. Within that role, I was basically helping the customer experience teams build out their data infrastructure, but also look at how are their current systems and processes and how do we improve those so they can better serve our customers as well. And those are some of the tools I got to use and learn. So Looker, BigQuery, I got to do a cloud certification. And then I also, in my own time, was pursuing a data engineering course through Coursera. And within that role, I got to travel as well. So I got to go to to Silicon Valley in San Francisco, and then also Chicago in another year, which was really cool. And then my role changed, or I moved to another role, which was a cloud AI go-to-market role, where I was helping build out how do we actually market cloud AI and working with the VP as well to build out that unit. And then a year ago, I realized I wanted a change and a new challenge. So I remember when I was thinking about it, before I joined Google, I had in my mind 5 years down the line, I want to go to an AI startup. And it was almost coming up to 6 years now. So then I decided now is a good time. So I started to look, and then Data came along, and I joined them as a business operations manager, which is a role where I get to apply all of those past experience skill sets in a new way and solve new challenges. So that was my overall journey so far. The things I've learned, at least the key things I would say, is the importance of mentors and coaches, whether that's through proper organizations like migrant leaders or through friendships. So I have like 5 different mentors I still have that I keep in touch with for different aspects of my career and my life, and I always reach out to them. So when I moved to Data before leaving Google, I actually spoke to a few of them to get their advice. The second one is you are your biggest critic. So I never actually, like when I was at university or even before, I never imagined I would be working at Google one day, but like that actually happened, and one day I actually left as well. So thinking back like that, if I had continued being so critical of myself, I wouldn't have applied and got in. And then continuously learning and pushing yourself towards your goals. So one thing is no one's going to build your career for you. You have to have a plan. And as long as you have a plan and you're actively working towards it, you'll be able to get to where you want. And another one I've added is sales experience. The reason I added that is because from my experience in sales, I feel like there's certain skills that you learn in sales that you won't develop anywhere else. So for example, communication, stakeholder management, negotiation skills that you can learn in other roles, but the way you learn it in sales is just on another level. So I would always recommend to try to do at least 1 year in sales, even if that's not what you want to do. And then the last thing I would leave you with is no career path is linear. as you've seen from mine. So enjoy the journey. I look back sometimes and I laugh about those stressful moments, and I think, why was I worried back then? And some of you are probably in that position right now, but I'm hoping and I'm sure like all of you one day will look back and, like myself, laugh at it as well. But yeah, that's my career journey, and I'll pass it back to Fozia.